Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen this image before. They showed this image on a couple of the podcasts for them, because specifically a bunch of the NPCs that it shows in there, like Matt Mercer is actually in there. Becky, he is. If you look on the very right side, he's number 85. Do you see the guy sitting there with the book? That's Matt Mercer.
Nice.
Isn't that kind of
And
cool?
there is, yeah, and
I
there's
found Waldo.
also. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Taco.
Oh, I found Waldo.
Nice. And then there actually even is a key for that too, and it says what everybody's name is, but I don't know if that would ruin stuff, so I'm not going to share that with you guys.
Yeah, I don't.
Because all those names on there. But yeah, so all those people are in all the different names and stuff. But as you can see, it's a big multi-level tavern with a big hole in the center of it, and that hole goes down to a place called the Undermountain, which is like a mine kind of area under the city. So not really sure exactly why they decided to build a tavern on top of it. I'll have to look farther to see into that one. I didn't read that far yet. But very busy tavern, and it's a stone building with a slate roof and chimneys all over the place. The floor is taken up by different common rooms. And then there's the well again, as you can see in the very center of it there. All right, and you guys were actually summoned here because you've been in the city for a few months now, not too long. And some people are starting to know your guys' names because you've been able to do jobs like when people ask you for mercenary type work. You guys will do things that some other people won't do, and also you guys are better at doing it too. And especially in this city, it's kind of hard to get mercenary work sometimes, or depending on what kind, because the law is very, very strict in this town. So you definitely don't want to get arrested because you'll spend a lot of time in jail or worse. So you guys are some of the only people that are willing to even do this kind of stuff. And you guys have actually been summoned here to the yawning portal by a man named Volothamp. What's his last name? Get Arm. That is.
Arm? Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Volo. And he has actually summoned you guys here because he has need of you guys' particular skills. So as you guys enter into the yawning portal here, you do see him over by a table, and he's ushering you guys to come sit down. So do you guys go over and sit down?
Yeah.
Well, there's a man ushering you, so you assume that's him. So.
Oh, we haven't met him before?
I'm sure you might have seen him around before, but he actually just came back. He was on a tour because he's promoting his new book, Volo's Guide to Monsters, and he just got back on a publicity tour for that. So you guys have definitely heard of him, but you guys haven't actually met him directly yet. You've probably seen each other in passing and everything, but he heard your guys' names, again, as you know, mercenaries that are capable of getting stuff done, and he needs some help. So that's why he summoned you guys here.
Okay.
So you
Yeah,
look
I'll go
over
with
and okay, he's a man, not really all that tall, got a brown beard and a brown mustache, kind of dressed in fancy garb. He's waving the guys over.
Yeah, I'll go over and sit with him. Eldor or Kasha,
I'll walk
you guys
over.
coming?
Yep. Walk with you.
Yeah.
It's a noisy place. You hear, tankards banging up against and cards hitting the table and, fist hitting the table when somebody thinks that they've been cheated. It's a busy tavern and always has been. Waterdeep is known for having a lot of adventurers, and in fact, most of the people here that started guilds and factions and important people in town were former adventurers that came here to settle down. So there's definitely no shortage of new faces, or even friendly faces, of course, but lots of new people in and out, and that's why you guys kind of fit in here well, and don't really. You're pretty good at not getting yourselves noticed yet for the wrong reasons.
So the visual aid, is that a decent representation of the kinds of people that are in here then too? It's not just it's not primarily human. Like the city is a pretty diverse mix of people then.
Yeah, it actually does seem to be a pretty diverse mix of people. It's a port city, so there's a lot of people coming in and out, and there's a lot of different kind of factions of different kind of people here. Money and people with no money and that kind of thing. So it does seem to be pretty diverse, and it's a pretty big city. So there's definitely all different kinds of people in here. But there's one thing though is that actually no, I can't say that yet. Never mind. So.
All right. Well, yeah, we go over and sit down with Volo then.
Okay. And actually, got one for Volo too.
Guys, I think I'm gonna have to restart Discord because I'm staying in the red and I can't hardly hear you guys.
Okay.
Okay, Annie.
You sharing another VAG?
Yeah, I'm just pulling it up here. And this is Bolo, the man that summoned you guys here.
I've never seen him before. Obviously, I've seen the book. I think it's supposed to be him on the front, on the cover, but it's like his back anyway. Never seen that art for him before.
Yeah.
That's cool that they put VAs in there. I didn't realize that. Like I was just doing that because I wanted to have visual representations as well, for at least as much as I could, for some simpler things, especially for things that could be harder to describe, that kind of stuff. It made sense to have visual aids.
Yeah. Excuse me. The one of the Yawning Portal was already in there, but that one of Volo I just found, I was thinking, well, I want to see if I can find him, so I pulled up the images and maps and just searched for Volo, and there was a picture of him in there. So.
Nice. Yeah, it works. That was good thinking. How's that, Becky? Any different?
Yeah, it's a lot better. It's finally green.
Good. All right, so we sat down with Volo. Ask him, so you summoned us?
And you guys sit down at the table, and nobody bothered to clear the table before, so there's still dirty plates and everything on the table sitting there. And he says, yes, he actually did summon you guys because he, has heard your names around town, and you guys are starting to get a good reputation for yourselves. And he tells you guys that the reason that he asked the three of you here today is that he's in need of some sturdy folk to help him find a lost friend of his. And his friend's name is, and then when he's getting ready to talk, a woman who's about 7 feet tall or so actually stumbles backwards into him, so you would assume that she's drunk. But then right after that, you hear a man yell, which you can't see. He says, "Take that, you stupid fucking green bitch." So apparently she got pushed, or in this case I'm sure punched, into him. And she stands up, looks back over in the direction of the man that yelled at her, and roars and starts running back over that way. So you guys gonna peek over and see what's going on?
Yeah, we're looking. So she bumped into him, into Volo?
Yeah, she bumped into Volo, and then she went and you saw her run off, but you couldn't see where she ran off because there's a bunch of people in the way, so she went back towards the person that pushed her or hit her or whatever it was. So, and there's a crowd of people starting to close in.
Yeah, I'll stand up so I can get a better view of what's happening.
Okay. When you guys look over, you guys see that there's a ring of people starting to close around, and there is a man who's bald with tattoos of eyeballs on his head, and he is the one that yelled at her. He's the one that called her the green bitch. And then he has 4 other guys behind him, and the green woman is in a fist fight with the guy with the tattoos on his head.
Is she like an orc or a half orc or something?
Her features are, she's a little bit too short, you would think, for a full orc, and her features are a little bit too soft for a full orc, so you'd assume that she probably is like half orc.
The tattoos, the guy with the eyes tattooed on his head, is that like a symbol or an iconography that I'd recognize, or that Akasha or Eldor might? Is it like a cult, or is it like a gang or something like that? Like, is it something that's unique to this guy as far as I can tell, or is it something that like we might recognize that this is a representative of a cult or something?
Well, you don't know for sure, but you're guessing that it's he's either with the Zhentarim or he's with Xanathar, because those two have been fighting, and there's been a lot of violence in the streets and in the taverns and stuff like that. And the guy with the tattoos on his head is either one of those two. One of those two associations, you'd assume, because it looks like the guys behind him are like his little, group. So they're apparently a little band of ruffians running around, because they seem to be standing behind him waiting for his orders, or not doing anything because he's trying to have a one-on-one fight with the orc for now. So.
Okay, all right. So I mean, I know who Xanathar is vaguely because of the book, but are the Zhentarim and are they like guilds or gangs or something?
It's yeah, Xanathar is just a group of, he's just, they're relatively organized, but basically just thugs. And the Center, I believe, are too. Sorry, that's one thing I need to look into, or I need to double check that.
Okay, but, so they're probably like organized crime then, like mafia?
Yeah. They're not, officially part of the city at all. You know that for sure. So neither one of the groups are. So.
But the eyeball guy, or the guy with the tattoos along his head, is trying. Like you said, there's 4 people behind him, but they're not trying to jump this woman. He's trying to have a one-on-one fight with her.
Yeah, well, they're waiting back, and they're obviously, I mean, it looks like they want to jump in and fight too, but they're obviously waiting back because the guy with the tattoos on his head didn't tell them to. You'd assume so because they're all standing behind him and clearing the space, but also making it to where, being part of the circle to where neither one of them can try to run away. So.
Okay. Akasha, Eldor, what do you guys think?
I'm definitely going to try and help out, but I'm going to kind of see what you guys do and assist.
I'm just
I
gonna
will- Go
stand
ahead.
back and watch what happens.
Yeah, I want to go over to the edge. Like, if there's a cleared space and they're, going to have a fist fight, like a one-on-one fight, then I want to go to the edge of that so that I can see. And then if we need to jump in, we can. But as long as it's fair, then I'm not going to jump in.
Okay. Well, you guys get over and you notice that apparently the orc woman is the better one because she's on top of the guy with the tattoos and punching his fucking face in, and it looks like she's getting ready to hurt him pretty bad. So if nobody steps in, then it's all up to you guys. But looks like she's getting ready to kick his ass. But also the look on the other guys' faces is that they're ready to just jump in anyway, since their leader is about to go unconscious. So she might get her ass kicked. So it's up to you guys.
Is she gonna kill him, or is she just beating him unconscious or something?
It looks like she's pretty mad. So I'm thinking that she might try, but I don't know if she'll get that far before the other guys jumped in anyway, because they look like they're about to jump in either way. Because whether he goes unconscious or dies, he's not going to be awake for much longer. And as soon as that happens, you can assume the other guys are just going to say fuck it and jump in, but who knows
All right.
how far they'll take it. So
I'm gonna nod at Eldor and Akasha, then I'm gonna make my way through the crowd over to right behind those 4 guys, if I can get over there fast enough, anyways, so that if they attempt to jump in, that I can grab one of them to restrain.
okay. Yeah, and on your way over there, there's a few people there, but most of the people have gotten in that circle, and you can actually get to those guys. So you're standing behind them.
Yep.
Okay.
How many other guys are there?
There's 4 other guys, and the main guy is knocked out now. Yeah, the guy with the tattoos on his head.
And it's clear that he's unconscious.
Yeah. And
Okay.
now the other guys are jumping in. So
So so the other 4 are about to, or are going to jump the orc woman then.
yeah, so they're about to jump in.
Okay. Then have they hit anybody, or does it look like they're just going to try to pull her off?
No, they're gonna go in and kick her ass. So
Okay. All right. Then the one that I'm standing behind, then I want to kick him behind the knee to knock him down, and then probably hit him in the back of the head. Should try to knock him out. Non-lethal though.
Okay.
I'm going to start moving towards where she is and the unconscious body is, and just kind of push her away from the unconscious body, just to not really break up the fight, but slow things down.
All right. And you know what?
G, you need to delete us from the combat tracker and then drag us back into it again to get the new tokens. Did you put it looks like you put mine on. Did you put Becky's and Sacco's on?
Yeah. So I'll just have to redo the. Yeah, I'll just. Have
if you just remove
guys
us
back
from the
in
combat
here.
tracker. Yeah, you just remove us from the combat tracker and then drag the character portrait from the top, just where it's from the top left. If you drag that onto the combat tracker, it'll put us back in, and then it'll have the refreshed tokens on there. There you go. Obviously, these are still the temporary tokens until the artist gets the ones back to us.
Sweet. Oh, and while I'm at it, I did have this map is definitely not the greatest, and I apologize. But I think when I resized it, I probably made it too small or something because it's. But
Is it
either
blurry?
way. No, it's not blurry. It's kind of zoomed in a bit more, but you don't really need a whole lot of space anyway. And then also it's when you get the map, just know that it looks like there's a wall behind you guys. There's not. That's just an open, room there. You guys are just in the bar because you'll see where the bandits and stuff are. Yeah,
Okay.
It looks like they're behind a wall. They're not actually behind a wall, and that tub of water is not there. She's not standing in that water. That table's there, and then there's just other tables behind you guys over there, and that's where the action was happening. So,
Okay.
And that's,
Well,
that's where
for simplicity's sake, before next week, let's just buy a map pack because it'll be a lot easier than trying to decide what stuff is on the map and what isn't. It's no big deal. Like if it's $5 or something like that for that whole pack, that's nothing. Especially if it makes it easier so that you don't have to try to modify stuff.
at least a few of those I know are names from obviously places in the city because it was made for Dragon Heist. So I'm sure.
Yeah,
most
if
of
it's
them
made
would be,
specifically,
and it looked like
that's
so.
yeah. So that'll work fine. You'll need to. You can leave Volo as long if it is that Volo that's on the other side.
Yeah, I just grabbed his token from the little NPC
Okay.
thing.
You'll need to delete us because for the combat tracker to work, you have to drag it from the combat tracker onto the map. So you'll need to delete the 3 of us. The tokens that you have for us, you'll have to delete those 3.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then you'll drag the combat tracker versions over. Is Krentz here? Is that the one that's like already knocked unconscious?
Yeah, he's the one with the tattoos on his head.
Okay. Oh, the other 4 that are attacking don't have tattoos?
No, they don't have tattoos on their head. Just various different hairstyles. Nothing that really stands out. But he was. That was definitely something that was different about him. Than most other people that you see is that he had a shaved head with blue eyeball tattoos on his shaved head. And you guys can move yourselves wherever you were.
Well, so is that wall not there then? The wall and the tub are not there?
Yeah, the wall and the tub are not there, and then those guys are not backed up against the wall either. So.
Okay.
But then down in the bottom right is where the representation of that stairwell is going to be, where the hole in the
the well itself is.
Entrance to the well to the under mountain.
So
that's actually there.
Where are the 4 at? Where's the orc and the orc woman and the 4?
Yeah,
okay,
sorry, I'm unveiling them all now. I forgot to do that. So.
Okay, so they're Xanathar guys then, since I figured with the eyeball tattoos that they would be Xanathars, and Xanathar's
I guess I could have paid attention to that. 'Cause yes, they are Xanathar's guys apparently. I guess I could have looked at that.
Oh, that didn't matter. I figured that's what it was. I just wasn't sure if it was like some cult or something like that. So if that wall is not behind them, then I'm over behind this guy, the one that I kicked in the knee to get him low and then hit him in the back of the head. Or I'm going to attempt to do so anyways, obviously, presuming there'll be an attack roll for that.
Yeah, then I will have you guys go ahead and roll initiative for me, even if you're going to do non-lethal. So.
All right.
And then on this, their initiatives are already rolled when you put them in the comment, right? Holmes?
Yeah, exactly. As long as they have numbers where it says order, if they have a number in there, then their initiative's already rolled. Okay, I have advantage on initiative. Natural 20 on initiative. So our first roll of this campaign's a natural 20. That's a good start. I dropped a 19. I had a 19 and a 20.
You got a 20 when we were doing the mock combat too. Remember, you got a crit on that one, dude.
Did I?
Didn't you? Yeah.
I don't remember.
I think
Maybe
you did. So.
All right. Well, I'm first in the initiative order anyway, unless... Well, sorry, you haven't hit the arrow yet, so I can't tell if it's actually started. So hit the down arrow to actually start combat.
Bam.
In the combat tracker. And then it'll pop up, and if it doesn't... Like, basically, if it's on somebody that's red, somebody that got above a 24, then, their action will go first.
I don't see anybody. Shouldn't it highlight whoever's up? Do I need to hit a button?
You have to hit their arrow that says the bottom corner, the arrow pointing down. You hit that. There you go.
I just didn't hit it hard enough. There we go.
Okay.
So it's your turn.
All right. Then I'm going to the bonus action. I'm going to because I get unarmed strikes basically for as long as I'm attacking. I can use a bonus action attack as well. So I'm going to kick him in the back of the knee to try to force him down, so I can hit him in the back of the head.
All right.
On Bandit 2.
And
For a
you
17
hit.
hits. All right. Then that'll be favorite enemy as well. For 8 damage.
All right, and well, you got him pretty good because it knocked his ass out. I mean, not dead, but I guess that'll learn him. So when you kicked him in the back of the knee, because you said you kicked him in the back of the knee, right? And then
Yeah.
knock him down. So I guess apparently he fell harder than you expected him to and whacked his head on the floor. Again, he's not bleeding anything too bad or anything. He's just passed out. So
Okay. Then for my action, I'm going to, using the blunt end of my spear, I'm just going to jab the 7, the one that's to the right of me. I'm going to just pop him in the neck with the blunt end of the spear. Again, non-lethal though.
All right.
And he has not acted yet, so I will have advantage for quick strikes on that. Ah, I gotta untarget the other one. There we go. Did I? Nope, it's still there. Okay.
Oh, I was going to say, did you roll yet again? And
Just did.
hit. Roll the damage, please.
All right. I forgot to add the 2 to that, so that should actually be 14.
Okay. So, yeah, 14 and... Alright. So, yeah, you whacked him. It looked like definitely got a good hit on him, too. Doesn't look like he's feeling too good now. He's still up, but you definitely dazed him for sure. So, and you have his attention.
Okay.
You have actually all of their attention.
I'm facing him. I'm just pulling my spear down in front of me to block it if he tries to attack. Do they look armed? Like, does it look like they were going to try to attack the orc woman like with a weapon, or are they just trying to, punch her?
They are armed. Each one of them has, and so does Krentz, a scimitar and you can see a crossbow on the belt too. But none of them
have they pulled them?
No, none of them have. When you hit that guy, actually the other 2 are pulling their swords now. But they hadn't yet. They were just going to beat her up.
So it made the problem much worse.
Yeah, well, again, they're pulling their swords. I mean, they're not guaranteed they're going to hit you guys with them, but you definitely pissed them off. So, because they were just going to beat her ass, but who knows if they would have, how far they would have went, but they were just going to hit her, fists.
Okay.
So,
all right, that's it for my turn. Let me hit
okay. And it's Yagra's turn, and Yagra is the name of the orc lady. I guess it doesn't really matter. I always forget to introduce everybody.
So there's a thing, and Sako, obviously, both of you guys know this, of course, but this is Ben's first game, so there will be stuff that he doesn't know in Fantasy Grounds yet that I forgot to teach him. So you can actually unidentify people, G, and then it won't show the name. It'll show like there's a second line. Just remind me. In fact, I'll put it in my notes to show you how to do this later. But there's a second line you can put in there to have an unidentified name, and it would just be like Orc Woman or something like that. And then once people know who it is, then you would just click the identification button, and it would change the name.
Yeah, is that why it says on her little token, it says ID?
Yeah. If you just change that, if it has a red circle with a line through it, then it'll unidentify.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it's no big deal. I'm sure you guys would have exchanged names afterwards, but yes, the orc woman that was fighting with these guys, her name is Yagra, and it's her turn, but just give me 1 second, guys. AFK.
Okay.
Be right back.
You recognize this one, Sako?
Oh, definitely. Classic.
I used it in really early on in Balance. I used a ton of old Final Fantasy music before I was spending time looking for good properly thematic music. I just used a bunch of like old RPG, like SNES and NES RPG era background music. Becky, I forgot to ask too. What was that, Sako?
I was about to say 8-bit always works.
Yeah, they're still classics. It's just like some of them sound really MIDI-ish anyway, so they sound really bad. Which, especially if Discord is not operating well, then you don't really even notice it. Becky, though, I forgot to ask: is Ghost with you now, or did you leave him outside? I mean, I guess this tavern is probably pretty well packed with weirdos and strange things anyway, so maybe it wouldn't stand out so much. But
yeah, I would assume that he would be with me and just staying close by.
Okay. Because he might be getting tail stepped on and stuff like that. I was just curious if it's I guess this place, because if it was a normal tavern, then having a lion sitting inside would be a little strange, maybe. But especially for kind of this setting, then it seems like it'll suit, fit okay.
Yeah, and since I can't really do anything, I'd probably have him lay underneath the table so he wasn't in the way.
So some drunken idiot doesn't stumble over him and then get eaten because piss the lion off.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Sorry, go ahead, Taco.
Just a quick question on the spell, since I'm not used to the cleric. If I were to cast a level 1 spell, normally there's some ticks at the very top that I do my magic slots. I don't see that. Is that different for this character?
No, it's there. I must have forgotten to put your spell slots on there. I thought it did it automatically, actually. So what you want to do, Sako, is where it says mode in the bottom left corner, change that to preparation. And let me bring up the book real quick and I'll tell you what
Got it.
it's supposed to be. You'll see up at the top there, then you'll see, well, between your weapons and your spells, you'll see a listing that says spell slots, a little section for that, right?
Yeah, got it.
All right, so you right now have three first level slots. So change that one, the top left button, or top left 0, change that to a 3.
Okay, under spell casting, got it.
Yeah, and then hit preparation again, set it back to standard or combat, either one. And then you should have
There
your
it
spell
is.
slots there. Cool. I thought it would do that automatically. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to, but we must have missed it sometime when I was putting your stuff in there for you. Well, Ben was doing it. I was walking in through it.
Okay.
All
All
right,
right.
what's Yagra
and,
doing?
She sees that the other two Xanathar's henchmen are pulling their swords out, so she goes to take her mace off of her belt. And right then, when she goes to take her mace off of her belt, you hear somebody yell. Well, you hear a bunch of screams, and you see a bunch of people moving, and then you hear, you actually know him. He's the proprietor of the place. His name is Durnan. He owns the place. You hear him yell, "Troll!" And out of that well, you see a big green monster start climbing out of it with like 5 or 6 what look like bats attached to him, like sucking on him, trying to bleed him out. Well, feeding on him like a mosquito. And then there's like 2 or 3 others, 3 others actually, flying around his head. And
So
he
there's like 8 of
climbs
them?
out of the well. Yeah, there's 6 of them attached to him, and there's 3 that are flying up above his head that are not attached to him. They're just following him around, basically. So,
Okay. Are there people between us and that troll and all the mosquito things?
yeah,
Like, are
he's,
there other tavern, people inside the tavern that are between us?
yeah, they're all starting to run for the door now, but there's still people between you and where you heard where you heard people yelling from and running away from. So you would assume that that's where it's coming from. And they are coming from the south, or they are running north. And so apparently you guess that it's coming. So they're running northwest, so you'd assume that it's coming from the southeast area of where you guys are at, from where you guys are at.
Okay.
Okay, what's the name of the guy that owns the place?
Durnan. Actually, I think I have for him too. Hang on.
We have to deal with a troll at fucking level 2. I just threw a troll at you guys at level 4 on the other one, and Ben's trying to throw a troll at us at level 2. I'm just kidding, by the way. I'm sure it's, will be, like, there's different kinds and everything too, so the kind I threw at the others was pretty tough.
Yeah. Okay. So did that picture come across? That's Durnan,
Yep.
the owner of the yawning. He's the one you know
He's the one
him
what?
because he's the one that yelled troll. You're assuming it's
Okay.
him. So, and he stands up from behind the bar and he grabs a sword out from behind the bar just in case. And he actually is going to make sure everybody's getting out first. So he's trying to make sure everybody's safe.
Okay.
So, and
So
when
the
you,
space between us and the troll is clearing then? Like the
yeah,
people that are in the way are getting out of the way?
yeah, the space is starting to clear, and then
Okay.
it's kind of hard to see because it's well, you can hang on, I'll unveil him, but it's kind of hard to miss. So let me. So he is down in the corner over there, coming out of the well that goes to the under mountain. And as soon as he comes up, he's kneeled down and he stands up. And when he stands up, he has a lot of nasty ass black hair that, like, almost down to his waist. And you can tell he's at least, 9 feet tall because you were just standing next to Yagra, and he's at least a couple feet taller than she is, or he or she, whatever the hell its gender is. And when it does stand up, though, the 6 of the bat-like creatures that were attached to it, trying to feed from its blood, let go of it and fly off because they're all fat and apparently had their fill of blood for the day, so they fly back down the well, back down into the under mountain. But there's still 3 of those bat-like things flying above
That are
his
still
head.
up here? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
flying around him.
What is Yagra doing?
she actually sees it over there, and she kind of stops for a second, but she's still pissed off, and she says, "Fuck it." So she's gonna head over that way. And
Is Krentz unconscious?
yes, he is. And I was gonna say, sorry, when everybody starts to run away, the two guys that are still alive, the ones that were pulling their swords, well, the ones that are not knocked out, they grab Krentz, one on his hands, one on his feet, and they drag him out, and they run away too. And the other two are still passed out on the floor. So the two that were still awake take Krentz and leave.
I thought I only knocked one out, so did the other one go unconscious too?
No, I'm sorry, he's not unconscious. He left too. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So it's just there's still one unconscious on the floor, and then the other 3 and Krentz are gone now.
Yeah, the other two carry Krentz out because that other one, he's not really limping, but stumbling out because he's got a good whack to the neck, so he's a little dizzy at the moment. But all 3 of them escape and take Krentz with them, carry him out.
Okay. Then if Yagra, if she's moving or whatever, then once she's done, then hit the arrow, and then it'll be a cautious turn.
Get these
Assuming we're keeping the same, if this is all the same initiative combat order.
Yeah. Although actually in the thing it does say to roll initiative again, so if you guys want to, you do wish to re-roll if you want to.
Sure.
Keep it.
Doesn't matter to me.
It's all up to you guys.
If this is all one cohesive thing, it sounds like it maybe it might have been written in the intent that if that was a fight, like a separate fight, if the players jumped in and then dealt with the other 4 first. Before the troll arrived or something, but it doesn't make any difference to me. We can just re-roll now.
Yeah, because what happened is if you guys didn't get involved in this, the game comes up anyway, and so then there would have been that, or it could have been what originally happened is that the guys, or what's her face, knocked Krentz out, and then the other guys carry Krentz out. There's not really much of a fight there because they're already getting ready to leave. So I just wanted to have a little bit more fun with that,
Sure.
But that wasn't really meant to be too much of an actual fight. Obviously, the actual fight is the troll, but there technically was 2 different, depending on how it goes, a chance for 2 different initiative rolls. So it's up to you guys.
Sure. Well, if we re-roll again, especially if I roll high because I get initiative or advantage on initiative, then Becky and Sako could end up not getting to go. So we might as well let them go because it'll be Becky's turn. Not that they wouldn't get to go at all, but it could be my turn again, basically, depending on how we roll. So might as well just let them have their turn. We didn't even get through a full initiative order.
She is going to actually wait right here, and she is going to... She sees the bats, and she has... she pulls a heavy crossbow out, and she sees the bats flying around, but figured that might be too hard of a target, so she tries to hit the troll with her crossbow.
Okay. While she's facing the wall.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah, you have an actual mouse there now. You can spin her around.
There we go. Yay. Okay. Did I? No.
We haven't seen shadow dice, but we won't see. That's all we'll see is shadow dice.
Yeah.
Because we won't see the actual attack or anything. So if you just drag the attack over from her in the combat tracker, so push it'll look like a sword.
Okay. Yeah, I got that on. And then I see her list of actions over here, but when I drag the action.
It's
red
not
thing?
not the red thing. You want to grab mouse over the attack. It'll say ATK 11 or something.
Oh yes, thank you.
When you highlight that, it'll or when you mouse over it, it'll highlight. Drag that over, and that'll be the same as rolling the die. And then if it hits, then there you go. And then if it hits, then you would roll the damage.
And she did hit because she got a crit on it, so she hits him right in the traps, kind of not directly in the neck, but in his traps, right up next to his neck, and you can tell that this, looking at it, it looks like those bat-like creatures that were feeding on it. Looks like they took some of his endurance away. He doesn't look like he's quite as healthy as he normally would be.
Like he was running away from, or trying to get them off.
Yeah, like he was trying to get them off, or because he was coming up here to, obviously try to do something up here. You don't know what, but they followed him up here, and he just didn't really have much of a chance to get them off. He was probably got attached to them, or they attached to him while he was climbing and couldn't really, let go to try to bash the bats off of him. So they got a good meal, and seems like he's a little more tired than usual. So.
Is that it for Yagra's turn?
Yep. So she is going to just stay where she is actually. So.
You can rotate the troll too, unless he's facing the wall.
He likes facing the wall. Alright, and this is number 7. So he is going to...
I thought those were
fly.
Sturges when you were describing them as mosquitoes.
Yeah. Mosquito bat looking dudes. So he's going to... Oops. Damn it.
Just check their fly
So
speed.
small.
Yeah, you can make them larger, but for now, just you might as well just use it like it is. Just have to
Yeah,
grab it
that's
right in the
fine.
center. You can zoom in on the map to make it easier to grab them. You've flown 10 feet so far, so whatever his fly speed is.
He's got 40, so...
Yeah, if he,
He's
is going to. He doesn't have to use it all, of course, but if he's going
Yeah.
to.
He's going to try to attach himself and try to drain some blood out of Yagra. He tries to attach himself to her shoulder there. And he succeeds. So now she has a little sturge stuck on her shoulder.
It's attached
Sucking
to
on
her.
her blood. Yeah, it's attached to her right now.
Okay.
And it's still on her. And it kind of landed on her, so she's swinging around trying to get it off of her. Gosh's turn.
Yay, Becky's turn.
Alrighty.
Oh, did I forget to loop that? I think I did.
Going to Hunter's Mark. And try shooting him. Oh, probably not with that.
No, actually, that
You
is
got a
still hit.
16
Because your modifier is so good on that one, honey, remember? +8.
for archery fighting style.
And you take that arrow, and that hits him right in the leg. Goes pretty much, well, not all the way through his leg, but pretty close to all the way through his leg. And he whirls back a bit and starts roaring at you guys.
Alright, and done.
Okay. Alright, now it's number 11. He's the one back here, this little guy. So he is going to... He's going to also attach onto Yagra and see if he can get on her other shoulder. He can be like the little devil in the... Alright. And succeeds. So now she has 2 Sturges attached to her. Sako.
Alright, I'm going to move slightly down here. And cast Bane on the three enemies.
The 3 Sturges?
2 Sturges and the
And the
weakened troll.
Okay.
Cool.
Alright, let me mark off my spell slot really quick.
Bane's charisma save?
Yes, it is.
So when you won't need to do, so basically when Sako clicks the cast button here, it's going to automatically roll the troll's save, and the Sturges, because you'll see he has them all targeted, you see in the combat tracker there. Now, when it'll show you the results of all 3, it'll show their save against it, so it's going to roll those dice automatically for you, G. But what you're going to see there is for each individual, it's going to say whether they failed or succeeded. Failed is good for us, the players. Succeeded is good for them, the bad guys.
Okay, so that's their DC saving or whatever.
Yeah, so it'll be basically they're going to roll a save and it has to beat his spell save DC. They'll have to beat Eldor's spell save DC, which all that math is all handled behind it. You don't need to worry about that. But basically, once Sako clicks that, if it works, he'll need to drop the effect on the ones that are still that he succeeded on, or the ones that failed their check. So go ahead and roll your cast, Sako.
Okay, and
So Surge 7 is first,
So it
and
looks
then we
like
control.
the Troll and one of the Sturges failed their save, and then Sturge number 11 succeeded. Save.
Okay. So then, Sako, what you're going to do is in your in the spell sword. I can't actually see it in front of me because I'm not the DM on this side, but you'll see an effect that is ATK minus 1d4 or something like that, and then save minus 1d4. Do you see that?
The only thing I have are 2 damage things. One says 1d8 necrotic damage, and one says 1d12 necrotic damage.
For
Do you-
Bane? Bane is a thing that's
Oh
the
no,
opposite of Bless.
my apologies, my apologies. I hit Toll of the Dead for some reason.
Okay. You did
My
hit
bad,
Toll the
hold on a
Dead.
sec.
Okay. Let's just use the
Yeah,
same. We'll use the same save because it'll be the same save DC and the same rolls for them anyway. So go back over. Were you doing Toll the Dead or did you want to do Bane?
I want to do Bane. Apologies. Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, because Toll the Dead I think is a single target anyways. It actually does say Toll the Dead in the combat tracker. I just didn't notice. So go over to Bane and then you should see the ones that are like minus 1d4 or whatever, right?
Correct. I see Bane attack minus 1d4, save 1d4, and then underneath it, effect Bane self.
Okay, click that one. Click the self one because that's basically you holding concentration on it, and that'll apply to
got
you.
it.
And then the other one, you need to. Gee, which ones? It was 7 and the troll that failed their save.
Yes, and number
Okay.
11 succeeded.
All right, then Sako, you need to grab the other effect, drag it over to the combat tracker, and put it on 7 and the troll. So Sturge 7 and the weakened troll.
All right, grabbing it now.
There you go. That's it. Now, how that works, it looks like you dropped it on the troll. You dropped it on both of them twice, it looks like. So, G, if you go into the... Yeah, both of them are on there. Go click the axe icon in the combat tracker for both Sturge 7 and for the weakened troll.
Alright.
And then you'll see, when you click the axe icon, it'll expand the effects that are on them, and you'll see Bane listed twice. So hit the red button to delete Bane off of each of them once.
Yeah.
There you
Got
go,
it.
and then do the same for the Sturge. There you go.
Awesome.
Now, how Bane works, well, Sako, do you want to, did you read it? Do you want to go ahead and describe how it works, or do you want me to explain it?
I could read it.
Go ahead.
Up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see within range must make charisma saving throws. Whenever a target that fails a saving throw makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw.
So if they rolled a 16, and then they roll a 16 to attack, that troll would then have to roll a d4, subtract the result from the 16, maybe he gets a 12, maybe he gets a 13 or whatever, and then that would be his actual number. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And the same goes for save. So basically it just reduces their... It's the opposite of Bless. It's intended to be the opposite of Bless. So it reduces their effectiveness, which is a super super useful debuff, all the way even to the later game, because on a d20... a maximum of 4, it's still random, of course, but a maximum of 4 out of a d20 is a 20% reduction in their effectiveness. So that's useful, all the way to even to the end game. Super useful spell.
Yeah, definitely. That's really cool. Alright. Any bonus action, Sako?
No bonus actions.
Alright. Okay, it's bat number 17's turn. Sturge number 17. And he is going to... come over and try to attach himself to Eldor. He's big enough, there's plenty of room. He's big and fuzzy, soft to lay on.
Yeah, he was within 40 feet too. I think it was 30 to 35 feet away or something.
Yeah, I think it was 30, yeah. And he does not succeed. So he goes to try to attach him. Move yourself out of the way, and he's not able to attach himself to you. Oh. Okay, it's the troll's turn.
He got a really shitty initiative.
Yeah, I did.
He's the very last one, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he was last, actually. So he is going to... Actually, before I start moving him, let's see what the speed is. 30, okay. So he's going to 5. Aha. Because he sees that the Sturges are already attacking Yagra, and she's already preoccupied with them, so he is come over and see if he can claw it off.
Okay.
And when a creature G has multi-attack, they get both attacks per round, unless otherwise specified or whatever, right?
Yeah, so it'll actually tell you when
One of
you,
each.
if you click on it, it'll tell you, like, click on the info button, and then scroll down, and it'll say the blank attacks with for a multi-attack, it'll attack once with its claw and once with its bite, or whatever.
Okay.
And it has to be, it's supposed to just be those specifically. The reason that it needs to be that is that it's balanced around, for example, if it's like, say it's a dragon and it has a tail attack and a claw attack, well, the tail might be a much stronger hit, so you couldn't do the tail 3 times even though it has a 3 multi-attack. It would be the tail plus 1 claw plus 1 bite or whatever it says, so.
Yeah, and so he has 1 bite, 2 claws. Okay. So. And on this, it was, in the pre-made module, it said how many HP to have. The preloaded troll that I put into the combat tracker seems to have more HP than it said. So if this starts to go too bad, you guys are. I shouldn't tell you that, but you won't actually die, because it even says in the pre-made thing, if you guys die on this one, you just get knocked out, and the people from the bar help you back up.
Well, first, generally don't reveal those kinds of things. You want to keep that kind of stuff to yourself, because that kind of, as much as you can anyways, you like, even though if it says that in the book or whatever, that's stuff that's like, we want to keep the cohesiveness of the world, but that part doesn't matter, don't worry about that. But did you just grab a regular troll out of the book, or did you copy the troll from the encounter and then just change the token?
Yeah, no, I just took the troll from the encounter.
Okay, yeah, you're fine then.
So maybe
it
is what he's supposed to have. It's just in the thing, it said how many HP dropped him.
You're cutting out a bit there.
Random.
Okay.
Okay.
It's all it is that it'll say a set number, and that set number is basically the middle. It's basically the average. So if you look at the dice, if you want an NPC to have a specific HP, you would just delete where the dice are shown in the NPC record. You would delete that part. Just remind me, and I'll show you how to do it. And then you could set an exact number, and it'll always be that number.
Okay.
It wouldn't roll that way. Otherwise, when you put them in the combat tracker, it'll roll. So go ahead.
This is the bite. Okay, so that D4 from Bane automatically rolled.
Yeah, it'll automatically roll and subtract it for you because the effect is on him.
Okay, and good thing, because that bite did not land, but he tries to bite at you, but you move out of the way, but he's swinging a claw up at you.
Okay.
And that one hits. So he swings that, we go to dodge out of the way, and he hits you with his hand, and then now he's going to use his offhand. Another claw. Oh, I don't really know if he has an offhand. But...
So every one of these attacks, there's like a negative roll against these, right?
Yeah, so if you see the shadow dice that are rolling there, you're seeing a d20 and a d4 roll, and it's rolling the d20 and then subtracting that d4 because of your Bane, which was the reason that I didn't get hit by the bite. Like, that bite would have hit me, which probably between the bite and the claw would have knocked me out. Just those first two, depending on how big the bite was. So depending on what this claw is, I might still get knocked out. So
that second claw actually missed, so it's a good idea to use that Bane.
Yeah, so I would have gotten hit 3 times instead of once if you hadn't used Bane. So super useful.
Alright, and so that is it for his turn, and... Nobody's highlighted. Do I need to hit it again, Holmes?
Yeah, if you hit it again, it'll start the next round.
Ah, that's it. There we go.
Okay.
It is your turn, sir.
All right. I am going to do a couple of things here. First, I'm going to probably provoke an opportunity attack because I'm going to get some distance. Is it the space where he is? Are there any people around there, or is it just him? Like, if all the people got evacuated?
Everybody is out except for Durnan, and he actually has a sword, and he's ready to jump in if he needs to, but otherwise he's just going to let you guys take care of it. So you guys,
okay,
sure, would like a little bit of action, but he is ready if he has to be, but otherwise he's the only person in here, so everybody else is either hiding in the corner or ran out the door. So.
Okay,
knock
then
away.
I am going to I'm going to mark him in case he follows me. So that takes my bonus action to do. So he's marked, and I'm going to run not very far, just to here, just to get a little bit of a distance, which would provoke an opportunity attack, presumably.
Okay. And does it say what type of attack the opportunity attack is, or do I?
It would usually, he only gets one, and it can only be whatever his fastest attack would be. So
Yeah.
probably a claw.
Mhm.
Like if it's if it's something that if they have a big heavy two-handed attack and then like a an elbow or something like that, then it would just be the elbow. It's usually their quickest attack.
So as you were trying to move away from him, he tries to hit you. And does not succeed. Good thing for me.
Okay. Then
You're out of
from
the way.
here, he is marked as well, but I'm going to light and then toss one of my small bombs, what it's called, a popper, at him. So it's basically it's only a 5-foot radius, so it won't hit anything else nearby. I just wanted to make sure that if it bounced off him, that it wasn't going to hit anybody else. For a 15.
It hits.
All right. They're not very high damage, but just enough to. Ooh, rolled good though.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And that's it.
16.
So it was my bonus action and my regular action, and then if he comes near me again, I get to use my reaction. It said if he gets in range of me is all. That's what the mark was. That's it
So
for my
when
turn.
You jump out of the way, he tries to claw at you, misses, and it burns a nice, got like a black in his upper stomach and lower chest area, nice burning spot that's been blackened and skin seared, but you can see that it's slowly healing over. So, because do I need to click anything for their regeneration, Holmes? It has a
Probably.
straight
I don't.
regeneration, but
Yeah, I don't see any effect on him. So you would need to read the NPC entry. Some of them just say that it heals 10 per round or whatever. So what you would do is as soon as their turn comes up on each round, then you would add those HPs back.
okay.
But you need to that's stuff you need to read the NPCs ahead of time to see what the NPCs of these encounters, like what their special abilities are and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can read it now. Just normally you want to read it ahead of time.
Yeah, but you can see that because of the fact that he's had blood loss, it doesn't like he's healing as much as he normally would. So.
Okay.
And the jogger's turn. Okay, so she is going to try to get those damn sturges off of her. So. So she's gonna take her mace and see if she can kind of smash it off of her shoulder. Smash it in. This one is number 7, and she misses with a crit. Or I mean, with a natural 1. Okay, that doesn't really make much sense. The fumble said that the target can choose to be invisible for 1 round if it wishes, but I don't think it's.
Yeah, some of them are kind of dumb.
Realize-
Usually, if they're a really stupid one that doesn't fit narratively or doesn't make any sense, I just ignore it.
It's on that little thing. I'm not even.
Yeah.
Believe it.
Those are optional rules anyways. That's not part of the normal rules.
Okay. And this time she goes to try to smack that same one, and she hits. And she smashes it to little bits, and so now she has a big giant fucking splatter of blood on one. So,
Of a popped mosquito.
with some of her own blood in it. And it is number 7's turn. That's the one. Wait a minute. Let's see. Wait. Oh no, he's the one that's dead, isn't he?
Yep.
Yep, never mind. Sorry. Why didn't I see him there? So, it is Akasha's turn. Sorry about that.
Alright, let's see. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Is that guy gone? do better.
Well, Volo actually, he is there, but decided to, kind of step back a little bit. So Volo is still there, though. Thank you.
He's studying monsters from a distance.
Yeah, he's looking at that troll and writing down.
What is it? 19. So I'm assuming that hits?
Yes, honey, I'm sorry. It does hit.
It's a good shot.
Nice. You send
Alright.
another arrow into him, and it goes and hits right in that same spot where it just got burned at. Well, unless you wanted to send it somewhere else, but right in that same spot where Rob just threw that bomb at him.
No, that's fine. I have, let's see, like 10 feet of movement left. I'm gonna jump up on the table.
Okay.
You probably get a good angle that way because he's probably pretty tall.
Exactly.
I was gonna say, remember, you're not short on this one. You're not a little one on this.
I know, but that'll give me better advantage.
That's true. Okay, so it is number 11's turn, so he is just going to try to bleed out Yagra. And he hits. Okay.
I thought I was next.
Oh, was it? Did that go out of
I
order?
think you were after. Did it? I thought you were after 11, weren't you, Sako? You were after 11. Yeah, you were after 11 and before the
Okay.
poll. Your turn now, Sako.
All right, I am going to club at this guy right in front of me.
All right.
He's not attached to you, so yeah, you can he's just floating
Yeah.
in the air. Since he missed his attack.
All right, so I just target him and hit that little black die, right?
Yep. You might have to double click it.
Probably do.
There you go.
And it did not hit. You go to swing at him and he flies a little tiny mosquito away.
Do you have any kind of a knife or anything, Sako?
No, all
No
I got's
dagger
just that
or
right now.
anything?
You
No,
don't have any daggers or anything?
let me check.
You probably should have a dagger. Like I bet that would
Yeah.
be like your normal starting gear.
Yeah, I have a mace.
Like I think you're supposed to also have a dagger, so we probably missed that when we were, because I'm pretty sure clerics are supposed to. We probably missed it when we were adding your gear. The reason I ask is that, assuming that was a one-handed mace swing, because mace isn't a two-handed weapon, or versatile, then you would still have an offhand attack with just trying to, poke at it with your dagger if you wanted to do that.
If you want to just have him roll another mace swing or whatever. This time, since he might not have a dagger on him, and we'll correct the dagger.
Modifier is a
Or-
+1. The thing is that the mace would be dex and not strength. So, like, for example, the reason that I say that, Sako, is that your modifier for that mace swing is only a +1 because no proficiency. You should have proficiency with that mace, so you should have had a +2 on there. Is your Sako? Does the mace that's on your combat tracker, does it have a yellow star? Where that black die is there a yellow star next to it
Let me check.
Let me see.
on your actions tab?
It does. It has a +1, and there's a gold star next to it.
Why would it only be +1 with a gold star? Because a gold star is your proficiency. That should be your strength modifier. How low is your strength?
Pretty low. Let me check. Strength is 9.
All right, so that's -1. Okay, so it's your proficiency. Yeah, no, it is. It's +1 then. That's right. Because your proficiency would be 2. Your strength modifier is -1, bringing you down to a total of +1. So basically, your chance to hit is going to be really low with a strength-based weapon like a mace. So that's just with a strength-based weapon. Now, what's your dex modifier? What's your
Dex
dex?
says 15 +2.
Yeah, so that'd be a +2. That would have been a +4 chance if it was a dex-based weapon like a whip or a knife, anything like that, as opposed to a +1 to be a +4. But anyways, just keep that in mind. Any strength-based weapon you're gonna have a really low chance to hit with, since you put so low of a stat in your strength.
Okay.
But if you presumably should have a dagger, which would be a +4 modifier for your dagger, with your proficiency and your dex mod to it. So if you want to just roll a flat d20, we can add 4 to that, and then it'll tell us whether it hits or not.
Yeah, you got to beat a 14.
There you go. So it'd be a
There you
20. So the dagger is 1d4 plus, for you would be 2. 1d4 plus 2. So just grab a d4, the far right one of your dice, and throw that in there. So a total of 4 damage to that Sturge.
Nice. And that is literally exactly what he has for HP. So you bash the hell out of him and squish him too.
You probably skewered him with your dagger or something because they're not real big. They're like a bat, they're like a fruit bat. So good size for a bat, but not real big as far as monsters go.
So I just dropped his HP to 0 on combat tracker. G, will that knock him out?
No, you actually where the wounds section is, you need to put his HP total. So you just type 4 there, and that'll put him unconscious.
Okay.
It may not automatically apply the unconscious effect because your manual. Okay, it did. Cool.
I think I was going to say, I think it did.
Yeah.
Sweet. Knocked his ass out.
Well, it showed him as a skull. It didn't give him the unconscious effect, but basically, as long as you remember when it comes up in the combat tracker, which one was that?
That was number
17.
Yeah, and he's got the RIP thing on him. In the
He does
so
there,
we
but
know
he
he's
doesn't
down.
have. Yeah, but he doesn't have unconscious in the combat tracker, which means that if somebody tried to hit him or something like that, basically you may not notice it. As long as you remember, it's fine. Just keep that
I'm
in
just
mind.
going to get rid of him.
Sure.
We know he's down anyway. He can get back up. He's
Yeah, and they're tiny anyways, so they're not really an obstruction as far as difficult terrain of trying to climb over the body or anything.
true. All right. Any other bonuses?
7 is still dead too, or 7 is dead as well.
Get rid of him.
Yeah, any bonus actions or anything for Sako?
Good for now.
Oh, I guess that would have been that's your bonus action anyways to do an offhand attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to add that dagger in.
Yeah, go to items and just drag a dagger onto your actions tab. It'll add it.
Okay.
If you need help with that, Sako, let me know.
I think I got it.
Okay. I'm kind of taunting him too, by the way, G, the troll.
Okay. So he looks over and sees when Akasha shot him, and he actually does start to move that way. But then you yelling at him, banging your spear on the ground, whatever. What you doing? Something like that.
Yeah,
To get his
I
attention?
just when I ran left his range, and then threw a bomb at him was on purpose, trying to taunt him to get him to come after me.
Okay. Then he is going to actually do just that.
Okay. Then as soon as he gets within my range, I get to stab him again using my reaction. That's what the mark is for.
And okay, I was gonna say that. And it misses.
Son of a bitch.
Alright, so it is his turn. He is going to try to bite at you. And hits. Alright. And then
Not looking good.
nope.
Roll really low.
I will. And then he goes to bite at you, and then from behind the counter, when he's going to bite at you, hang on, I got just the thing, guys. Give me.
You're cutting
And
out
he
there.
goes-
Was that Durnan?
Yeah, from behind the counter, you hear Durnan say, "I got an idea, guys. Give me just a minute." There, for a minute. Oops, he's not trying to attack himself.
You sure? Come on. Maybe he is. Maybe he's confused.
We'll just call that one a miss. Alright. And that one did miss. So, alright. So, he goes to try to swing at you and misses, and see if he gets this last one since he tried to hit himself. Is it still good? Yeah, the bane's still on there, and he misses with that clock.
All right. That Bane has kept me alive. For real, I would have got knocked out. Like I've got 5 hit points left, so
Yeah.
two hits from this guy was enough to knock me down almost.
And the troll you can see is getting very agitated at the fact that he can't hit very. Understand why he's a little bit off on his hits. Maybe his vision's blurry or something, but he's getting really irritated. Can't seem to understand.
It's because he's
hitting
not
as
even
well
like
as
he
usual.
probably would have had a better chance of hitting me if he was actually facing me, but since he's just looking off in the distance, like no wonder he's missing. And now he's facing the other way.
There we go. Okay.
All right.
And it is. Oh, new round, huh?
Yep. That's my
Ross
turn. All right. I am going to He's already moved. I'm gonna give myself advantage with determination and stab him. Square in the gut. Oh, I forgot to actually add the advantage to those. Let me just re-roll that. I hit the determination, but I forgot to actually put the advantage on in case it's a crit. So it's a 23 and a 10. So just a regular hit.
Okay. Yeah. So the first one hit though. So damage.
All right. 9.
Nice.
And then I'm going to do my martial strikes. I'm going to, after stabbing towards his gut, I'm going to yank the spear back out and just spin around and hit him with the butt and the just kind of uppercut with the butt of the spear.
All right. And
12.
that one misses.
Damn. All right. That is it. I can't move, so. Yagur's turn.
She is going to say screw it and try to come over and help because she sees that you guys are having to deal with that troll.
But the other one's still attached to her anyways, isn't it?
Yeah, so, but would that technically be an opportunity attack?
No, if it's attached to her, no. It'll just move
Yeah.
with her.
Then and she's riding with the fucking thing on her.
While facing
And
the
she-
wrong direction.
Yeah, she was picking up, keeping an eye on that bat.
You'll get used to it eventually.
I forgot I should have a mouse wheel here.
Yeah.
And so she's going to use her mace and see if she can whack the troll.
Okay. Yeah, Sako has this is the first time he's played with top-down tokens as well, so this will be new for him too.
Yeah. And Yagra has pack tactics, so since you are friendly and you are within 5 feet of the target, she has advantage on her swing. So. And still missed Deern, but she gets to hit twice. So she's going to try to hit him. She goes to swing, but he's trying to hit it. And it misses, so she tries to hit him with mace. And that time a hit for sure. Bam. Whacked him right on top of the head. He kind of spins around a little bit and looks at her.
How's he looking, like health-wise?
When you guys look at him, you can tell that he's moving a bit slow, but he's definitely he's still a threat for sure. You've done some damage, sure. So
So
don't start going easy.
there's a apparently this is from an older version, but I've heard like a few different podcasts and stuff that use it. There's a old condition called bloodied that is when they're at 50% or below, which is basically how they used to describe whether something was bloodied or not. Basically, is whether or not you would say that, and then like they're really close to being dead. Essentially, you would have what are called shapes. And that shape would decide, whether it was in the last 20% of its health or in the top 20% of its health and so on. Is he bloodied yet? Is he under 50%?
You guys are very near bloodied.
We are, or he is? I know we.
No,
well, I am.
Yes,
He is, okay,
The
all right.
troll is, yes, very near the 50%.
Hey, thanks, Becky.
Yep. And I'm done. That's my turn.
Nice.
No bonus actions or anything?
The only thing I have for a bonus action is Hunter's Mark, and it's already up.
Oh. Well, appreciate the heal.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I think I have 5 feet left, so I'll move back there.
There you go. All right, and it is Sturge number 11's turn, so he's just going to continue to try to bleed Yagra. And he gets a crit. That's not good.
She's already in heavy, as far as her status.
Yeah. That's another stupid one. Swap places with the target as if you're magically teleported.
Well, since he's already attached, he
spin
just
around.
swatches places with her.
There, she just spins around. That's what happens.
There you go.
So, we'll put her back where she's supposed to be, and it's probably going to be too good for her. And let's see, do that.
As long as she was
yeah,
targeted, it didn't show her go unconscious.
Yep, she's still up. She's hurting, sure, though. She's beyond bloodied, but still standing. Eldorser.
All right, I'm gonna run right here, And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds. That has to be T is touch, right? I have to touch
Yeah.
him?
Yep, that's what Akasha just did as well.
Okay, I'm essentially going to run right behind him and touch him on the back and cast Cure Wounds.
Awesome.
Mark off my spell slot. Alright, and how do I do this? Just
click
click
the
on...
magnifying glass, and then yeah, you have me targeted. So then just click the heal button. All right, max heal too. Awesome.
Let's go.
There you go.
Thanks, guys.
So
Now
you
I
go
can
to touch.
now I can survive one more round.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to run back a little bit again.
Awesome. Yeah, so that heal from across the room from Akasha, and then that heal from Eldor there, clearing up those bite and claw wounds that you have there, looking pretty healthy again, luckily. Any other bonus actions, Sako?
That's going to be it.
Okay. Now it is the troll's turn, and he definitely still likes Rob, and he looks at Rob and thinks, "Wait a minute, you're a troll too? You're..." No, he doesn't actually think that, but let's see. He's going to try to bite at you. Uh-oh. Okay, that's not fair. I'm not going to do that. It would be, he has advantage on you for every attack, and you...
You're cutting out there. He has advantage on me, and I have disadvantage on him. Is that what it was?
Yeah, but we're not going to do that. So
Yeah, some of them don't make sense really, anyways. Like the description for some of them is things like fucking portal opens and a dragon comes out and shit like that. Some of them are just really dumb. Like
Yeah.
they don't make any sense at all. Like they're narratively would ruin a campaign, things like that. So like basically the more simple ones, like you trip and have disadvantage the next round or whatever, that kind of stuff is sensible.
So he goes to get a good bite at you, and then right as he does go to get that bite at you, you hear Durnan say, "Take this, motherfucker," and then you hear something like flying across the room a little bit, and then you hear glass breaking, and fire starts to erupt all over the back of the troll. He took some lamp oil and lit it and made like a Molotov and threw it at the troll. So
now we got a flaming troll.
you got a flaming troll. He's gay. There's a gay bar.
Well, I for sure would have been knocked out if you guys hadn't healed me. I have 3 hit points left. After you guys healed me, I have 3 hit points left now because that was a 15. Like that crit was 15 damage.
Yeah. And on narratively for this one, it doesn't really matter. What it's supposed to be is, again, I'm pretty sure this troll was supposed to be weaker than he is. And what was supposed to happen is that fire was supposed to come after you guys knock him down, because obviously Durnan figures out how to actually kill the troll for you guys, because Rob and Akasha and Eldor might not know how to do that. So, but I'm just going to make it do actual damage. So, but I want it to be significant. So what should I do? Because he's got about half his health left, so...
probably fireball damage, which is 8d6.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So
if you just pick up the d6 and then keep right clicking until you have 8 of them, then throw it in the window. That'll give you your number. Drag that number up to the combat tracker and drop it on the wounds section, and it'll automatically apply it.
Okay.
Obviously, drop it on the troll, not on one of us.
All right. 436 damages. All right, and now after that burning's go, you see that definitely hurt him very bad. He's looks like it's not going to take too much more to get him going. He's definitely flailing around, and this time he's not even paying attention to where he's swinging. So, because it's actually technically still his turn, but he's not really paying attention to where he's swinging. So he is just swinging his claws out, and one of them is going at Yagra. Poor girl. And hits. No. Knocked her out. So,
If I get hit, I'm almost certainly going down too, because his modifier is probably higher than a 3. So.
And then with his, since it knocked Yagra to the floor, he's still just swinging around randomly. So let's see. if you're lucky today. And he's
I'm
gonna
lucky
try
a
to
little
hit
bit so
one more
far.
time.
Um,
He fucking misses.
all right, that's good.
And that is it for his turn, and he's just burning in agony, swinging his fist or his claws around wildly. So, oh, and when he went to go whack Yagra, he smashed that last little Sturge. So, which I think he's already dead, isn't he? No, he's
the last
not.
Sturge is still alive. Yeah, but if
Yeah.
you know if he smashed her and hit the Sturge, you know, in the way like smishing a big mosquito, then it could have splattered that Sturge too.
Yeah, and apparently it only had 1 HP, so I don't think it would have lived past that. So yeah, so he got mashed up real good when Yagra got knocked to the ground.
Okay, and he's how close? Like, is he looking pretty beat up? Like, do we think we can take him, or do I need to get out?
Now he's probably in this round. You guys could take him, but I don't. So I mean, try to get away or not. He's probably quarter left, if not less.
All right, so I can tell you for sure there's definitely a balance problem. We'll find. I think we'll still be able to finish it like it is, but this is supposed to be for first level. Remember, we were only starting at 2 because it was, for simplicity's sake. But that was before when we were going to do LMOP. But for Dragon Heist, this is supposed to be a first level fight for up to 4, between 4 to 6, I think it is, first level players. So there's no way they'd be killing a troll that far. So there's probably something you missed. I'm guessing that he's not supposed to have multi-attack. That I'm sure of. Like the trolls normally do, but this one being weakened, like this kind of modified version, is probably not supposed to have multi-attack, is my guess. Because like 3 times around, they could literally kill an entire party. That troll could kill an entire party in 1 round. Because a first level party would have like between 6 and 12 hit points maximum. Actually, it's plus their con modifier, so maybe up to like 15. So I mean, he easily could kill a whole party, like just by bite 1, slash another, and then slash the third, and kill 3, like in 1 round.
Well, that's why I was saying, because on here, it doesn't really matter. Because got him close to the way anyway. But like I said, in the actual words, and everything, it said he's supposed to 44 HP, but I literally took the exact thing, because the encounters are set up. All I have to do is click the counter button and drop it in the combat tracker.
Yep.
And it drops, and he's a weakened troll, so he's not a regular troll. He's obviously from the special thing, but he has 88 HP instead of 4. So
okay,
but
wait,
also,
he has 88, and he was supposed to have 40. Is what you're saying?
He's supposed to, in the thing, it said the troll has 4
Okay.
HP. I dropped him in the combat tracker. He had 88.
Yeah.
But also, what's supposed to happen is, like on here, if you guys help her out and stuff, Yagra can help you. And also, Durnan is supposed to come out with I think he has a greatsword, and he's supposed to come out and help with the entire fight. I just wanted to try to make it tough, and that's why. And then he finishes off with the oil to burn it, because you guys obviously wouldn't know how to use it.
That's totally fine.
So
I can tell you
exactly.
I can tell you exactly what happened then. So basically, when you anytime you drag an NPC in there, if it has if you bring up the NPC record, it'll show you, it'll have 40 HP, and then to the right of that, it'll have dice plus a certain modifier. Anytime you drag them into the combat tracker, it'll roll those dice and then just give you that number. And he just happened to roll really high on his HPs. Okay. That's all. So in those cases, if you know that you wanted to have a certain amount of HPs, you would just delete the dice part and leave that part blank and leave just the HPs, and then it would have exactly that amount. He just rolled really high on his HPs is all. And then there's the Durnan is not in here helping, distract and things like that too. So the action economy is a little bit imbalanced, and then he has more than double what the HPs that he's supposed to have. So no big deal. Like it's all in fun anyways. But those are the balance things that since you're brand new, you wouldn't know those things really, because I forgot to go over how to do the HPs with you. So we will. I'll just put that on my list to go over with you. After before next session.
When I was looking and saw that he had more HP than he was supposed to, that's why I was thinking, well, let's just see, because again, I want to try to make it tough, so I'll see how tough it was going to be. But that's why I was going to have, that Durnan come in and throw that fire at him as soon as stuff started to get too hairy. Because again, I'm trying to test it right now too, again, because that first mock fight I did for you guys was way too easy. You guys smashed them in seconds. Yeah. So I wanted to make sure it was harder than that, but I think this is a little bit too hard. So again, a mistake on my part for not,
if this was something I didn't have time to put on poison or anything like that, like I could have, I just didn't know, basically this is a more realistic depiction than something anyways. We just, if we had planned for it, then we could have been easier set, but it doesn't matter. We'll still be fine anyway. It's just that 36 HP that Durnan did to him is the difference, because that basically cuts him down to the HPs he would, or almost a little bit higher, but almost HPs that he would have had before. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to stab him in the wounded leg that Akasha shot him in. I'm gonna stab a spear into that same leg. Hopefully that hits. 14.
Missed.
All right, then I will. Shit. So I was going to. Yeah. The thing is, I don't know that we can take him down fast enough. I'm gonna, staying within his range, I'm gonna move over here and feed Yagra some Stridos to wake her up.
And if
Won't
you
be a
do
whole
want
lot,
to try
but-
to, if you want to try to get out of his range, we can just do something.
No, I mean
Disadvantage
it
on
would
his swing
still
or
be.
something, since he's on fire, you know.
I mean, for the fire, he probably would have disadvantage for it, but yeah, because I can't disengage because I wanted to get her back up. So I'm gonna go ahead and back up, just backing out of his range, but not an actual disengage, just getting over here. So go ahead and make his opportunity attack.
Automatic miss, and let's see. It doesn't tell me anything on here for the table of fumble. What do I need to look that
So
up?
the D6 that it rolls, if it rolls I think it's a 1, 2, 3, or 4, then nothing. It's nothing special. It's just basically an automatic miss.
Then that's all it was. There was just no special effects. It was a 1. So,
Okay.
but it was a natural 1 too, so he completely missed you.
Cool. And I'm just backed up, still spear in front of me, ready to hold him off if I need to.
All right. And now that you guys were so kind to help Yager out, she looks over, kind of dazed, and says, "What the hell happened?" And looks and sees the troll still there, and kind of gets startled, and then sees you guys and says, "I know one of you guys helped me out, so thank you, appreciate it." And she's gonna try to bash on troll over here again. And okay, you move, so she won't have the. And she whacks him. And she's gonna try to hit him again. Hits again. Bam. Bashes him up twice, right on top of his fucking head in the same spot she'd been hitting him at. And it's Akasha's turn.
Alrighty. Well, I have no spells left to heal anybody, so
Do you only have one? Oh, I guess you did Hunter's Mark and then that, so you have 2 spell slots.
yep.
Yeah.
So I'm going back up on my table. Try this.
And you hit. That's a good modifier.
Oh, that's bad.
It's not too bad.
He's got to
though.
be pretty beat up though, because
Yeah,
he's
and-
like he was at 22-ish thereabouts when Ben said he had about a quarter, and then Yagra hit him twice, and then you just shot him again, so he's got to be pretty low by now.
That one actually went into his face, into his cheekbone, and like skewered his face and is going out kind of the backside of it, so he's got in there kind of half stuck to his face, like almost like a fish hook.
He's got to look like a horror movie now because he's on fire and screaming and got an arrow stuck out of his face.
He's not doing too good. It's your turn, Sako.
Alright, I'm going to take a step back here and Toll of the Dead. Cast it.
All right.
And he doesn't. He's already below his max HP, so you get to use the higher. As long as he's not 100%, you get to use the higher damage one for Toll the Dead.
Nice.
Yeah.
Has to hit first, of course, but
And he
does it say
succeeds
successful?
on his save. He succeeds.
okay. So it'll be
So-
half damage, and then he won't be deafened. I think is how that works.
I don't think it's going to matter too much.
Alright, so I hit the higher damage one.
Well, click the thing first. Click the spell, and then check what it does when they succeed. So he succeeded on his save, but if it's half damage on the success, then you'll still roll the damage, and it'll just automatically cut it in half.
The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage.
It
thought
doesn't say
it was
anything
D12.
for. Well, it's
Because
D12
he-
because he's less than his max HPs, but regardless, the The part is whether or not they take half. Let me look it up here real quick. Or take 1d8. A target is missing any of its hit points. It takes 1d12. Looks like... Oh, well, it's a cantrip. That's why. This one doesn't do anything if it succeeds. So.
Oh, it doesn't do anything at all?
Yeah. And you said that the roll... What was the roll? Like the save? What did it say?
Let me see. 13.
Yeah,
And
Sokko's DC is probably... What's your save DC, Sokko? When you click the spell, the number in the top right corner, it'll say...
Wisdom DC.
What does it say?
Yeah,
What's the number?
Wisdom DC 10.
He got a 13, yeah, because he had a 15 minus the 1 from the... something must also be minus 1 too, but the Bane knocked him down to where he got a... So.
Okay. Yeah, the Bane would have reduced it too. Sokko, click the magnifying glass on the right of that save line, like the cast line. Click the magnifying glass there.
Got it.
Did the number change?
No, it just brought up another window.
Okay, close that other window, and then that number still says 10, right? That save number?
Yes, it does. 10.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, then your save DC for right now is 10. That'll go up pretty rapidly, though, as you're leveling. It's just because we're so low level right now.
Any bonuses, Sokko?
Can I chuck my dagger as a bonus, or is that a full action?
Rogues can. I don't think any other class can unless you're proficient with it. I don't think you can throw as a bonus action. Let me see.
Or do you have to do a melee swing with your first attack to be able to do an offhand attack?
Yeah,
same
actually,
round?
to use the offhand, you would have to do attack with your main hand anyways. The spell wouldn't count for that. Yeah, so it wouldn't
Okay.
matter in this case anyways, but...
I can't do anything, I'll just move.
Okay. And since he is still on fire, he is going to take some damage because it was a flame. And lucky for you guys, that's enough to kill him. Right? No, it's not. Okay. So I just did a d6 and he took 5 damage from the damage.
Okay. Yeah, then just drop that 5 on his wounds so that it's so that it adds automatically. Sokko, I just looked. You can. You don't have to be a rogue to do it, but you do have to attack with your. It says as long as your first action is an attack with a weapon with a light attribute like a dagger, then yes, you can use your bonus action to throw your dagger. So if you swung with your mace, if you pick up a dex-based weapon for your main hand instead of the mace, basically that mace is going to be strength-based. You're always going to have a really low modifier, really low chance to hit with that because you put a low modifier in your strength.
Yeah.
So.
No, actually, I don't know what I did wrong, but it accidentally subtracted 5 because he had 88 that went down to 79. So that's what I thought because but I must have done it wrong because he had 84 wound out of 88 total. And when
you can set it back if you want. It doesn't matter. Just delete the number and then put it back to what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, but so that 5 actually was enough to kill him because again he had 4 HP left and he damage.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
So he was pretty much down on one knee after that arrow in the face and took the spear jabs and everything, and then he just crumples over and just keeps burning and he's just not moving at all. And then Durnan yells over at you guys. It's like, everybody fought well. Great job, guys. No idea where the hell that thing came from. And he said, oh, just a little piece of advice for you guys. If you're patrol, burn them. They don't like fire.
Just sarcastically, I'm gonna tell him. Well, I mean, I saw where it came from. It was right over there. That big old hole you got. Like you might want to fill that thing in. Like that seems like an OSHA violation you got right over here.
He says, we've been meaning to get that fixed, but the ready-mix concrete truck's been broken, so we haven't been able to fill that hole in yet. So.
I mean, you got monsters down there, buddy. You might want to do something about it.
I need to read further into this thing, but I find it kind of curious that the hole to an underground dungeon area is just randomly inside of a tavern.
There's a whole book. There's a whole book called Tales from the Yawning Portal, which are apparently like old classic, like D&D modules from like different earlier versions and everything. And it's set inside this place. So I'd already I knew about it a little bit. I knew that there was supposed to be like a big old well in the center. It didn't exactly make sense, but I mean, it's a big. Like well-known thing in D&D, I guess, and like default D&D or book of D&D. So right, then I'm gonna check with Akasha and Eldor. Say thanks for the help. You guys hurt? Everybody okay?
I'm good.
Pretty good.
How about you, Orc Lady?
I've been better, but you guys saved me from getting killed by that thing. Thank you. My name's Jogger, by the way. I didn't get a chance to introduce myself.
Yeah, you were kind of beating that guy to death, and then and then get knocked out by that troll. So I could see where you've been busy.
Everybody is afraid of Xanathar's men, and I'm not. So I kind of just lost my temper there.
Is that who those guys were?
Yeah, they work for I guess you can call him a crime boss, for lack of a better term. Here in town, his name is Xanathar. Warring with the Zentarims, too. I have no idea what the hell their fight's about, but it needs to be over soon, because people keep getting hurt, and innocent people getting hurt, so something needs to change. But and then Volo comes over, and he comes running over, he's clapping and cheering. Yes, that's exactly it. All the violence is exactly what
You're
told you
cutting out a whole bunch, G. Are you guys hearing that too? Like, is it just me?
Yeah, no, he's cutting it
Yeah,
on.
I only hear like one or two words that blanks out.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably that mic sensitivity. We probably turned it down just a little bit too much. Go ahead, make sure that the microphone is right in front of your mouth, G. Just for the end here, for the last few minutes or whatever. And then we'll work on the dialing and the settings afterwards, just so we can hear all of it, because it's cutting out a whole bunch, so we're missing a bunch of words.
Is this any better?
So far, so good.
If it cuts out too much, I'll just type the rest of it out. You guys are pretty much done anyway. He's just telling you. Session. Can you guys still hear okay?
You cut out at the end there. Go ahead. Let's try to finish it up, and then if there's because we've got 10 more minutes anyways.
Okay. Volo tells you guys that the violence on the streets is exactly what he brought you guys here for, because a friend of his has gone missing, and he assumes that it's has something to do with Xanathar's men or the Zentarim, and he wants to find out what happened to his friend. The last time he saw his friend was a couple nights ago at the Skewered Dragon Tavern over in the dock ward of town, and they were drinking out there together, and he left early, and then his friend didn't, stayed there, and that's the last time he saw his friend. His friend's name is Floon Blagmar. He's a younger guy, wavy, good-looking guy with wavy red hair, and he was dressed real nice, and so don't know if he got jumped or kidnapped or what, but he needs your help finding him.
Okay. I suppose we can do that. I guess we don't have a whole lot to go on. The last you saw him, he was just left he was called the Skewered Dragon, is what it was called?
Over in the dock ward, I had writer's block, and I couldn't, do any more writing on my newest book, and so I asked Floon if he wanted to go out for a few drinks. We played some cards. I got tired and decided to go home, but he decided that he wanted to stay back and drink. That was 2 nights ago. That's the last that I've seen him. I've been asking around, and they say that they saw Floon leave with another guy. After that, another guy came over, they were talking and drinking and stuff, and then he had left, and that was last time that they saw him too. So the dock ward and the Skewered Dragon is pretty much all I can tell you.
Did they give a description of what the other person looked like, the one that left with Floon?
They didn't really see him too good, because they just saw Floon. He was talking to a few people, and then they saw him by the door, and he left with a guy, but the guy had his back to him. It was the barkeep, and to the barkeep, and he couldn't see who the man was that he left with, but he could see that Floon did leave with another man, so a human man looked like.
I'll look over at Akasha and Eldor then, and like, well, not to be rude or anything, but I mean, what kind of compensation are we talking?
Right now, I can give you each 10 gold pieces to start off with, and if you bring him back safe to me, or you can give me some solid information on what happened to him, then I can increase that tenfold for each one. 100 gold pieces each. My friends are the most important thing to me, so I want to make sure he's okay.
I'll just nod. What do you guys think?
Why not?
I'm down. I'll nod.
Because with all, the problems that have been going on, it's not exactly safe running on the streets, especially poke. I don't know if maybe he got, kidnapped for a reason, or got, lost for a reason or whatever. So you guys are going to have to be careful about it. Just ask around. But I know it's late tonight, so I've already paid for your guys' meals and paid for your guys' room if Dernan doesn't mind still having you guys still after you kind of burned a troll in the middle of his tavern.
He
And you
burned a
guys can,
troll.
Dernan looks over and says, yeah, actually, of it.
If you got the
Volo
smell
just
of burning troll in your tavern, it's your own goddamn fault.
Volo just laughs and says, well, now I'm going to make sure that I write all this information down. That was really interesting to be able to see that. So, but your guys' rooms are paid for if you want to get a start in the morning.
Couple of things then. I guess, what does Floon look like? So we have a description of who we're looking for.
He's a good-looking guy, and he's like early to mid-30s or so. He's got wavy red hair, and he was dressed really nice too. And so, not like royal kind of garb, but definitely, not peasant's clothes. So.
He's human?
And he's definitely, yeah, he's human. Not the brightest guy in the world, but super friendly, and kind of just skates by on his looks, kind of thing. So.
All right. I guess, does he have any known enemy? Like, do you have any leads beyond just going to the Skewer Dragon to ask around there?
No, I don't really think so, because he's the kind of person that really causes too much trouble. I mean, he doesn't involve himself in any kind of factions, political, anything like that, and he just kind of keeps to himself. So I'm assuming it's foul play. It must be random. I don't know why anybody would target him, but I'm assuming it has to either do with Xanathar's men or the Xanathar.
Well, that's enough for me. You guys got any questions?
I think it sounds good. We have no idea what we're up against, but I think we can take.
Yeah. Does he have any other friends that we could ask about?
That is actually something I'm going to have to look into, because I didn't get a chance to get all the details on that, but I will let you guys know that by next week, and then, I'll add that into the Skewer Dragon, so.
Cool.
Because I'm sure somebody over there would know more, because obviously what you guys are supposed to start poking Skewer Dragon next.
Stop.
Oh, sorry.
I did the same thing. I don't know if you guys remember,
that,
but
yeah.
early on I did the same thing. I kept telling you guys, here's what you're supposed to do. not go do that. I would tell you after the fact for the most part, but like that it's something that it's a mistake I think that probably all new DMs make, because you've seen the prescribed material, and it's hard at first. It's very awkward to improv around it. But just, I guess, pay attention to when you do that, and then try to remember to remind yourself not to. It doesn't hurt anything. We're all experienced enough that it's not going to bother us at all or anything. Anyways, at least not me. I shouldn't speak for Sako and Becky on that, but just try to remember not to do it, because it's hard. Like it takes some time.
No, it's definitely not as fun to do that. But also, again, this get a whole lot of prep and stuff done for it. But the next one, I'm going to make sure that I have. So, like, if you guys go poking around, I'll have answers for you guys. So if you to the Skewer Dragon, perfectly fine. So
Sure.
I will have much more improv stuff ready to go, so that way I can answer more questions, and you guys can feel free to pretty much do whatever the hell you want to do. So.
Sounds good.
Sweet.
Right. You guys ready to call it here?
Sure.
Looks good.
Yeah.
No fantasy Costco yet.
Well, there will be. I'm already working on items to go in it, and Becky's gonna go, oh my god, when I say one or two of them. So.
Oh no.
See, there, right. That she's gonna fucking do that when I say some of them. So. Because they're so fucking stupid. So.
Do you want the fantasy Costco theme too, so you can play that when we walk in?
Yeah, actually, if you don't mind. And then I was thinking of some other dumb stuff for Fantasy Costco too, but yeah. That's the one where it says Fantasy Costco, right? That you played first.
Yeah, Fantasy Costco, where all your dreams come true. Got a deal for you.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
It's like a commercial jingle.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have that for sure. But yep, I'm already coming up with ideas for the Fantasy Costco, so it's gonna be in there.